Hello YouTubers and truth seekers. I just wanted to make this quick video here while both of my boys were napping at the same time, which is a miracle in itself. But let me go ahead and dive right in because I only have so much time. I wanted to quickly cover closed-minded and open-minded. In the cryptic pregnancy community, closed-minded equals understand science and biology. In the cryptic pregnancy community, an open mind or open-minded is to accept a cryptic pregnancy and deny science and biology. It is important for you to understand that the truth doesn't require an open mind because it is the truth. It is unbiased and unadulterated. The biology of the body is one of these examples of truth. I want to briefly break down the psychology of belief. Belief is the state of mind in which a person thinks something to be the case, with or without there being empirical evidence to prove that something is the case with factual certainty. Another way of defining belief sees it as a mental representation of an attitude positively oriented toward the likelihood of something being true. In the context of ancient Greek thought, two related concepts were identified with regards to the concept of belief. Pistis and doxa, simplified, we may say that pistis refers to trust and confidence, while doxa refers to opinion and acceptance. The English word orthodoxy refers to doxia. Jonathan Leicester suggests that belief has the purpose of guiding action rather than indicating truth. So we can say belief becomes knowledge, accepted reality, only when it is justified. Justified is defined as to defend or uphold as warranted or well-grounded. The beliefs are well established in the cryptic pregnancy community from the beginning using the following techniques. Isolation brainwashing technique. The cryptic pregnancy community wants you to feel alone and like no one will believe or understand your cryptic pregnancy experience. They warn you to stay away from the doctors for fear you will be flagged as mentally unstable. They exclaim you will not be believed by family, friends, or other pregnant women and the medical community. Induced dependency. Cults demand absolute, unquestioning devotion, loyalty, and submission. Just like cults, cryptic pregnancy demands absolute, unquestioning devotion, loyalty, and submission. If you make a suggestion in one of these groups that they disagree with, they will berate, verbally attack, and bully you. They require absolute belief, and anyone who questions this will be removed or shunned. Dread. Once complete dependence is established, the member must retain the leader's good favor, or else his life falls apart. You must agree with everything if you communicate within these groups, or risk of being removed and shunned is very real. And then once you're removed and shunned, then you won't be in correspondence with these women anymore, and then you'll feel even more alone than you already feel. So that's a huge dread. It's a huge dread to be shunned from these groups because then you won't have any support because you feel like you're completely alone because that's exactly how they make you and how they want you to feel. These women simply give up on searching for real answers and instead are broken down to accept a delusion as fact without any validation or proof of such an occurrence. It poses the question, how many women actually go to the doctor before they decide they are cryptically pregnant? That's a real question. How many women actually go to the doctor before they decide they are cryptically pregnant? Because one of the first things you see on a lot of these websites is don't go to the doctor. They won't believe you. You have to be cautious of anything that requires you to be open-minded because this is a form of brainwashing and mind control. It is a trigger word, and when properly used, can manipulate almost anyone into questioning what they already know to be true based upon scientific and medical evidence. The manipulator uses coercive persuasion to slowly change what the victim knows to be true and convinces the victim they are in charge of what they believe, when in reality, the manipulator is controlling what the victim has started to accept as new beliefs. The single most important guideline when you're dealing with a psychologically manipulative person is to know your rights and recognize when they are being violated. As long as you do not harm others, you have the right to stand up for yourself and defend your rights. And this is exactly what this video is. It's standing up and defending against these women who are persuading other women that their body works differently. On the other hand, if you bring harm to others, you may forfeit these rights. Giving women medical advice about an extended gestational cryptic pregnancy, not recognized in the medical community, is causing harm to innocent women looking for truth. Telling them to not go to the doctors or they will be called crazy and turned away is malicious and cruel. Explaining that their anatomy must be different than an average woman's in order to cause a cryptic pregnancy is destructive to the vulnerable woman's psyche. This is a major violation of the purpose of these groups, which they claim to only provide evidence that supports cryptic pregnancy and awareness. However, they provide no scientific studies or medical studies or anything that supports the backup of their allegations. They circulate stories, myths, and outrageous claims as truth, and these women are exempt from having to provide evidence of births because according to the cryptic pregnancy community, quote unquote, they don't have to. If that is the case, then what is the point of the group if not to only spread false information as truth? They're not making anybody aware of these things because they're not making the women who are supposedly giving birth to live babies, they're not making them prove it. They're not making them show that this is actually possible. So you can only interpret it as false information. And then someone brought up a very good point in my comments in one of my other videos. If you are not aware of someone's mental history, giving advice on subjective symptoms a woman is experiencing is highly discouraged in any profession. The advice given by these moderators and manipulators is unprofessional to say the least and has the potential to be especially damaging to a woman's psyche and overall mental health and wellness. You are violating the rights of these women you are claiming to be helping and informing, and it is unacceptable. I do not accept that, and that is why I'm making these videos. I just want to briefly cover pregnancy confirmation and how that goes. Women note changes in their bodies that make them aware that they are pregnant when pregnancy occurs. Every pregnant woman wishes to confirm their pregnancy as soon as possible. Often confirmation is made by ultrasonography. This test makes it possible to view the fetal outline and observe fetal heartbeat in the early stages of pregnancy. In traditional way, diagnosis of a pregnancy, is usually made based upon the symptoms experienced by the woman and signs observed by the healthcare professional or provider. These signs and symptoms are classified in 3 groups. Presumptive signs or indications. These are subjective signs observed and reported by the woman. There's probable signs or indications, which are objective signs observed by the examiner. And then there's positive signs or indications, those that can be caused only by pregnancy. The diagnosis of pregnancy cannot be solely made on presumptive or probable signs because they may have other causes. Presumptive signs with other possible causes in the first trimester are amenorrhea, which is absence of menstruation, nausea and vomiting, breast changes, fatigue, quickening. The reason why quickening can happen and you're not actually pregnant, other possible causes are intestinal gas, peristalsis, there we go, and pseudosis. So you can get quickening in the first trimester. The presumptive signs with other possible causes, and that includes quickening. And then there's the probable signs in the first trimester, and this includes the Chadwick sign. Can also be possibly caused by a hormone imbalance. So a lot of the women who say that they are cryptically pregnant claim that they have a hormone imbalance. So it could just be a hormone imbalance that's causing the Chadwick sign. An enlarged abdomen could also be caused by abdominal or uterine tumors. Braxton Hicks contractions, presence of myomas can cause false and painless contractions. And then the only positive signs that are caused only by pregnancy in the first trimester is the ultrasound evidence. Second trimester is fetal heart tones, fetal movement, and fetal outline on an x-ray. So those are the ultimate signs of a positive result for pregnancy, because those are the only things that are caused by pregnancy. Everything else can be caused by something else. So it is only until everything else is ruled out that you can assume that you are in fact pregnant. And the only one who can do that is a doctor, and they have to run certain tests and things like that to rule everything out as far as other complications. And then they should also, perform a ultrasound to confirm the pregnancy. But there's no way that you can, as the person who's experiencing the symptoms, diagnose yourself with pregnancy just because you're experiencing symptoms that could be another disease or illness. It could easily be explained with a list of illnesses that cause pregnancy symptoms as well. So I hope this helps somebody. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I hope to get a few more videos out here soon. If you like my video, don't forget to thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.